These two states have the most knowledgeable Social Security beneficiaries. Two. It's very, very interesting. Very interesting. Isn't that right, Finnegan? So, again, if you like these videos and they help you, buy me a coffee right there in the doobie-doo. Buy me a cup of coffee. We're going to go dry for January, right? Now, I'm dry 365, 24/7. I've been dry since May 25th, 1997. Who's counting? But I still drink decaf. No caffeine for me. Isn't that right, Finny? No alcohol, no caffeine, no drugs, other than I'm high on life, baby. High on life. So let's check this out. So I'm reading again from the Social Security Bulletin 2022. Some of you guys asked for a link, and I don't have the link. I just put, it's the socials. I'll just show you one second. Let me show you one. It's the annual statistical supplement to the Social Security Bulletin 2022. That's the name of the thing. I don't have a link. For some reason, whenever I download something or whenever I click on a link that's a PDF, it always just comes as a PDF. So it doesn't give me a link. By the way, something interesting. On this day in 1958, a Texas instrument engineer invented a chip that changed the world. The microchip, but the silicon chip, the integrated circuit. Very interesting, the history of that. Just looking into that a little bit, because reading an article from the Bureau of Labor Statistics monthly labor review from 1982 saying our robot's going to take over all jobs. And even back then, people were like, we're not going to have any, they took our jobs. They took our jobs. All right, who said that we all know? Who said this? Put it in the show notes. They took our jobs. They took our jobs. And it's just funny how in 1982, 1966, all these people are still griping, the Luddites and whatnot, just about machines and taking over our jobs. There was never Finnegan, there's never a YouTube career, literally, 15 years ago. Isn't that crazy? So all these scientists, or were they futurists? Do they know anything about being on YouTube and making money and paying a mortgage? No, they didn't. All right, so let's go into it. You ramble too much. That's my ADHD, I guess. All right, so here's our top 7 states for median Social Security benefits for retirees. This isn't for spouses. This isn't for widows. This isn't for disabled. This is for retirees. Let me go get him up. Hold on a second. All right, so this is the median Social Security benefit per state, the top 7, I should say. And you see New Jersey's the only state that's got over $2,000 a month. Connecticut comes in a second. Delaware, 1978. New Hampshire. Who wants to go to New Hampshire? And then we got Michigan coming in number 5. I was surprised to see that. Maryland, number 6, and Washington, number 7. Isn't that interesting? So a couple of these make sense. New Jersey, Connecticut. I'm surprised to see Massachusetts in there. We already talked about California a couple of videos ago. But anyway, so the median, 50% of the people have more, 50% of the people have less. In New Jersey, is $2,000, all right? So these are the top 7 states for retirees on their own benefit, retirees, all right? So now what we're going to do is we're going to look at the top 7 states for widows. That'd be survivor benefit. Top 7 states for a survivor benefit. And a couple differences here that are of interest. What did I do with my black marker? I'm going to put it way over here. Oh, boy. You should script out these. Believe it or not, I don't script them out, but I kind of think about what I'm going to talk about, and they just go off on tangents. So people are like, you should have more organization. I have an idea what I want to say, but I don't ever write these as a script. That'd bore me to death. But I do have a general idea of what I'm trying to convey. Also, got to do it to get interest too. So you always have to title it correctly. I don't pay any attention to thumbnails. I probably should. I don't. But you have to have a title that's enticing for people to click on it. And you got to be entertaining too. I mean, if you're just like, let me tell you the birds and the bees, or whatever the hell that is, people are like, ugh. I get people send me, have you seen this guy's videos on Roth conversions of 30 seconds? Like, dude, can you just keep my attention, please? Or have you seen this guy's videos on blah, blah, blah? I'm like, ugh. A lot of people are sending me the video on the Great Taking. I'm not going to read the book. I haven't read the book. That video was about an hour and 15 minutes or so. I forgot the guys who did it, Michael Bell or something like that. I forgot David Bell, something like that. He talks a lot about 2008 and how they were able to see the 2008, I can't remember. And I know there's more to it than that, talk about central digital bank currency and all that. All right, anyone who's tooting their horn after 2008, okay, and that's 15 years ago, man, 16 years ago. We're 16 years now. just because someone saw that and no one never heard, I don't know, that stuff bores me. We saw 2008 coming, no one else did. And what have you done since? I don't know. That kind of stuff bores me. All right, anyway, so this is for retirees. Again, retirees are on their own record. This is for widows, what's called survivor. All right, survivor benefits. I spelled that wrong, sue me. So number one for survivor is going to be Connecticut. See, we're just going to do like that, CT. And their survivor benefit is 1931. Isn't that interesting? So their retiree benefits 1996, their survivor benefits 1931. Number two, I think, was New Jersey. Yeah, New Jersey. And their widow benefit was 1909. Yeah, 1909. So a huge difference between the two, New Jersey and from retirees to survivors. But, there's a drop. Number three was, hold on a second. Oh, it's still on there. There we go. You still be back? Yeah. Number three, I'm going to save for later. Number four was New Hampshire. New Hampshire. So New Hampshire is number four as well, and New Hampshire is 1898. All right. Number five was, where's number five here? Delaware. Delaware is at 1894. All right. Number six was Michigan. Michigan is at, right there, 1893. No, number seven is surprising. So there are two that aren't on the top seven for retiree benefits, but when it comes to survivor benefits, there are two on there. Oh, thanks, babes. Number seven was Indiana. Indiana, and they came in at 1861. Isn't that interesting? So Indiana beats out Washington, they beat out Maryland, and that's it. But they weren't even on the top seven. Now, if we go to where did Indiana come in terms of the top of retirees, Indiana's median benefit was 1878. So they were well below here. So they were below a bunch of other states on the benefits. Let's see here. They were below Minnesota. They were below, there's a couple other states here. I'm not going to find them. I'm just going through this. A couple other states. They were number 8, actually. Yeah, they're number 8. So Indiana was number 8 in terms of retiree benefits. But then they went up to number 7 when it comes to survivor benefits. Now, Minnesota, where survivor benefits was at, let's see here, Minnesota was at 1832. Yeah, so Minnesota was high, but still, Indiana jumped them. Isn't that interesting? And they jumped Washington. Number 3. Anyone want to put a guess? Put in the doobie-doo right here. Pause and put in the doobie-doo. Utah. Number 3 was Utah, and they came in at 1905. They were spitting distance to number 1. Isn't that crazy? Utah. And Utah, when it comes to retiree benefits, was at 1858. Indiana was 1878. So Indiana's 1878 for retiree benefits. They're only $17 off widows benefits, and Utah actually at 1878 for retiree benefits actually went up for survivor benefits. And I should tell you a couple things, that the surviving spouses are living longer. That's why the surviving spouses are actually making more money than the retired worker, because they had more of a chance for the paycheck or the Social Security to increase with COLAs. Isn't that interesting, though? So Utah wasn't even the top 7, but they were in the top 3, because obviously the men in Utah are taking care of their wives. Same with Indiana, because obviously the men in Utah are taking care of their wives. Pretty interesting, is it not? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Now, it's interesting because Indiana isn't really, and I mean, look, it's not an expensive state like Connecticut, New Jersey, and New Hampshire. Michigan isn't really that expensive a state compared to the Northeast. Look, I get it. Every state is expensive. I get it. But you know what I'm talking about. It's not like New Jersey, New York, California. And then Utah isn't really considered that expensive relative to these other places as well. And yet the people in Utah and Indiana are still pretty close to the top 7 states for retirees. But somehow they're able to get by and make sure that they have the biggest Social Security benefit for retirees and then their spouses too. So Utah and Indiana are taking better care of their spouses than any other states out there because neither are in the top 7. Indiana's in the top 7. Utah's number 3. So good job, Utah. Good job, Indiana. Washington and Maryland fell off. Isn't that interesting? Let's see what Maryland's survivor rate is here. So 1921 there. Let's see about their survivor rate. Maryland is at 1824, so well below Indiana. That's nuts, man. Yeah. Kansas is higher than Maryland. Illinois is higher than Maryland. Nuts. Let's see, 1811, 1852. South Dakota is higher than Maryland. South Dakota is 1852. Washington's higher than Maryland. Wisconsin and Wyoming are higher than Maryland. So Maryland doesn't care about their wives. That's just a fact. That's just a fact. How about, we already talked about Maryland. I think Washington was pretty close. Yeah, 1860. Washington was at 8, right there. Indiana was at 1861 and 90 cents. Washington was at 1861 and 0 cents. So Washington was, anyway, pretty interesting stuff. I guarantee if you did a survey on retirees in Utah and Indiana, they're going to be pretty secure in spouses and then survivors as well. Just interesting stuff from Social Security. What are your thoughts? Put in the doobie-doo. We'll see ya.